What's up, y'all? Today I'm gonna be talking about Western religions and Eastern philosophies and their differences, you know? And it's like the thing that you have to understand before you even get into an Eastern philosophy is that their way of thinking, perceiving is unlike like our own, because the thing about Western civilization, we believe in God. You know, it's just like it's common. Everyone knows that, you know? In Asia, over there in the eastern parts of the world, the continent, they have that idea is completely foreign to them. They don't think of the world as, as a what's the word? As a monarchy. They don't think that it's ruled by some beneficent being. You know, they don't say that. And neither do aliens. You know what I mean? But the difference between them is, and this is the same thing I always say. The difference between the two is that an Eastern philosophy does not tell you that you have to believe in anything. Because, for example, Buddhism it's an experience. Its only concern is direct experience and direct experience only. That's why they have nothing to say for what it is other than what it is, which is what you go through, which is what you find out for yourself, and then you can entertain the idea of what it is. Hinduism, it's not like, oh, it's God, it's God. The thing about Hinduism is they get their whatever it's called from like the Vedantas, and the Upanishads, where they said Tatvamasi, which means that art thou, or in modern American, you're it, you know. So in Hindu, and over there in India, if someone were to come out and say I'm God, they'll look at him and they'll be like, well, but of course, how nice of you to find out. If you do it here, and some people do, if you say that here, everyone would automatically look at you like you're crazy, because like it's written in the Bible. When he comes back, it'll be no doubt about it. He would be with legions of angels, and you're not doing that. You're just sitting here being all freaking whatever your name is, that we knew months, years ago, and now you're saying that you're fucking Jesus Christ. But the thing about it is that our way of thinking, our way of conceptualizing, it's set. Everything is set. You have to understand. It's like there's categories of boom, 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 and it's like, okay, you believe it, oh, you're here. You believe this, okay, you're here, because you think a certain way after you have a certain belief. And back in the day, okay, let me tell you this. Christianity. Me, I personally, I don't like it. I feel it's extremely phony. Because I'll tell you this. Go up to any fucking Christian fool. I don't give a fuck who it is. The only thing they can tell you is what they've been told at the fucking church, or by basic shit that everyone knows. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ came and died for our sins. I remember I had an altercation with one, and I was like, cause I was talking to a friend, and he just happened to stroll along, and he heard the conversation, so he's like, oh, sit in, they're talking about Jesus. But I told him, I don't believe in Christianity, simply because I feel like they strangled the gospel at birth. Because Jesus Christ's true message was that I and the Father are one, not I am the Father's son. Basically saying that I'm the boss, or I'm the boss's son. He didn't say that at all. What he said was, I and the Father are one, not I am the Father. And he came here to open your eyes to show you that you are too. And that's the thing. And think about that. If he came to do that, this man told me that Jesus Christ came to die for our sins. You're wrong, fool. They put him to death for blasphemy, and it's because I said this. I was like, Jesus Christ. When Jesus Christ came out and said that, he said, like, I am the living bread that comes down from heaven. This and that. I am the truth and the life. I am the way and the life. I am the Lord. Do all these things. This and that. And people, there's unintimate disciples right there. Immediately they pick up rocks to stone him, and he says to them, Jesus Christ said this. He says, many good works I have showed you for the Father. For which of them do you stone me? And they said, for a good work we stone you not, but for blasphemy, because you, a man, make yourself God. And he said, isn't it written in your laws that I said you are gods? and he's quoting the 82nd Psalm. So if it's written in the scriptures that I said, "You are gods," why do I blaspheme? He said that. And if it's written in the scriptures, it can't be denied. You see? And even after I laid out that piece of information, he said, "Oh, well, yeah, all that is nice, but you know, Jesus Christ came to die for our sins." And it's like, first of all, you have to tell the difference between me and this man, a follower of this man, okay? This man told me a word that, a message that was spoken to of him of somebody else. I spoke of the word that came out of Jesus Christ himself. You see, that's what's wrong with these people, you know, that like all these people will quote and say shit from people and shit that have said it or have, you know, put them on, but they never look up into it and see the word for the man himself, you know. I believe that Jesus Christ was like any other random person, just like Buddha, like Lao Tzu, you know, like Zhuangzi, just regular man that had the experience of cosmic consciousness, you know. And when you have the experience of cosmic consciousness, you know, like it can make you really think that, like, depending on your background, you either say, "Oh wow, you know, I'm God," because let me explain to you the experience. The experience, as far as it goes, this is how it's like the yin and yang. You know, that's what it is. You don't know who you are unless you know what something else is. Exact. For example, I know I'm here because that's a fucking that right there. You know what I mean? Or that's that over there. In the experience or the mystical experience of cosmic consciousness, the separation between you and it, whatever it is, that, this, and the other, just falls away. It falls away, dude. Like a snake shedding its skin, like freaking feathers flying off a bird. It falls away. And when you're there, you're completely open. And think about it. That's called samadhi. That's what that is. In India, it's recognized as samadhi. This is the difference between India and us. You see, we call them crazy. They have names for experiences and state of experiences. Nirvikalpa samadhi is samadhi without concepts. Because when you're in that state, you that's how it is. You have no words, not even thoughts. You don't think, but you can see and you understand. That's how it is. And you can say, if it's the experience of, you don't know whether your acts upon the world make the world or its acts upon you make you. You know what I mean? And therefore it's one and the same, and it's the one. You see, it's that being of light, love, all knowing, all seeing. And when you become that, you can, depending on your background, you say, if you come from India, that you know, where you have read the Upanishads, where they have said, you know, that art thou, you know, you're it. There you go. Then it's completely obvious that you're it, you know. But if you're from Western civilization and everyone believes in the beneficent God, and everyone who says they're that God is blaspheming, you know. Damn, bro, it's ridiculous. Like, back in the day, when the church had political power, they excommunicated, or just, you know, like anyone who would say it. Because after Jesus Christ said it, the name of God became taboo amongst the Hebrews. And what do you think that name was? I am. That's the name. And anyone who said that, I am, you know, it's me, they were immediately persecuted. You know, it's like, it happened to a lot of people. It happened to one of the great Sufi mystics from Persia, John X Bruno, you know. It happened to a bunch of people. Jesus Christ himself. But nowadays, if anyone were to do it, you know, we don't burn them at the stake or crucify them because it's unfashionable, you know. What we do now is we put them in mental hospitals and give them medication. Have you ever looked up into the studies of those things? I forgot what, but there's these three people that were investigating that. So they went in there, pretending to be sick, and the plan was to, when they got there, to act completely normal. And that they did that, and they didn't let them out, and they gave them medication, you know, and eventually they became crazy, and that's just what's happening, dude. I know people that have been in rehabilitation centers and stuff, you know, and they tell you like they treat you like you're like shit, fool. Like it's awful. But I don't know. But I got so off topic on this video. But that's just like the random shit I'm gonna be talking about on this shit. But if there's anything you want me to speak of, or you know you think I might know something of, or you want to know something of, and hopefully I know something of it, cause I love to know shit. You know, it's fun. It's super fun. It's like, it's brain food for me. You know, like being knowledgeable. It's a beautiful thing because not only can you listen to people talking, and you yourself can tell shit from Shinola, but you can butt into conversations and even tell something they didn't know. You know, it's just cool. It's a good, you know, like it makes you feel good. You know, because then you realize you're not dumb, you know. And then being dumb, I feel like it's like the worst shit ever because you can't tell shit from Shinola. When someone's speaking to you, you don't know whether they're telling you the truth or not, you know. So you just become confused. You become all balled up, and that's only because you don't know yourself. You see. But if you knew yourself and you knew someone else that knew themselves, you knew that they wouldn't lie to you simply because of the way they speak to you and the way they carry themselves and represent themselves, you know, present themselves to you. And that's how you tell. But someone else who's like this and that and the other, worried about getting this or trying to get this, you can instantly tell that, you know, like this person, all they care about is getting themselves here, and they will step on anyone to get their way there. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's ridiculous, but you can't blame them, honestly. You can't be mad at people like that simply because of the social institution that we were all put into. Like I said in my last video, you know, you don't get a choice of how you want to see things, you know? Like, no one thinks for themselves as a child. They ask their peers, and they give them the answers that complies to them. That's why we have fucking racist little Nazi babies nowadays and shit, you know what I mean? That's just crazy. It's crazy. But, I don't know, man. This is what I think about when I get high as fuck. But, yeah. Well, I'm gonna stop this shit right now, because I want to smoke the rest of this in peace and just think about life and stuff like that. Alright.